Kia ora and welcome to Tarmac. I'm Dave.
And I'm Harry, and behind us is the new Ford Puma ST.
That's right, it's Ford's Puma, but it's got a lot more bite. Come, let's take a look at this. Okay, so this is a Ford Performance jacket. These are white Puma shoes, so sporty, but this is the very sporty Puma ST, and boy, it is a sporty vehicle. We'll get to all the speedy dimensions and actually the performance information very soon, but take a look at it. It really is a standout machine. Looking around the front here, you've got a dual grille, which is basically an ST grille, so you've got plenty of air going into, not the biggest of engines, but boy, it's fun. This here, this Ford Performance splitter, it looks great, but also it adds 80% more downforce than the regular Puma. So cosmetically looks great, but does it, oh boy, it's functional as well. The rest of the front, nice big headlights, just really stunning front and ready to go, ready to take your family on a really exciting trip. Now, of course, the dimensions are the same as the regular Puma, but the ST goes so much more with its additions. So look at these feet, 19-inch feet, and behind them 325mm discs, so plenty of stuff from there. And if you look under here, this Hitachi twin tube frequency adaptive dampers, so it really does make sure that you can feel the road below, and you can. There's also black mirror caps. You've got these black what they call side spears, so I don't know what that means, but there you go. And the rear has a twist beam suspension that actually offers 50% more rigidity as far as cornering than the regular Puma. Carrying on around the rear here, you've got a lovely roofline spoiler and a rear diffuser, just adding to this good looks from the rear. And let's make sure that we notice you've got the ST badge. Anyway, let's see what powers this. Now, what we have here is a tiny but really great high performance 1 litre 3-cylinder EcoBoost engine. It's also married to a 7-speed gearbox, and also comes with a mild hybrid system. So there's a lot going on under here. Together it provides 118 kilowatts of power and 200 newton meters of torque. And what that means, it will do a 0 to 100 in 7.4 seconds. It drinks fuel at 6.2 litres per 100 kilometres, and also emits 140 grams of CO2 out of its exhaust. So like I said, tons going on under here, but the best bit about it is when you put your foot down, it has this really off-kilter, big ferocious 3-cylinder engine. It may not sound a lot, but it does sound great.
And in the interior of the Puma, the ST treatment definitely continues. You can see as you walk into the car, the ST door sills, and probably the most striking part of the interior are these ST and Ford Performance seats. They really hug you into place, and of course it will make a little bit trickier to get in and out of the car, but they definitely take many different body shapes, and they can still be very comfortable. And something that I really do appreciate is the thigh extension support, which is always very welcome. There is an adjustable even in height lumbar support, which again always helps on those bigger trips. And then with everything else in the interior, you get a little bit more of that ST treatment with the red stitching across these sporty steering wheel, which we will cover in a bit more detail. The doors also get a little bit of that treatment, and there is this sort of carbon fiber treatment with the red lips across everywhere as well. So it definitely feels a little bit elevated from what the regular Puma is, and it gets you to always be reminded of the special car that you're in. And then as for the parts that cover the regular Puma ST, you will get a Bang & Olufsen sound system that you'll get a few remarks across the interior of the car. And in the center console, you get storage up in front of the gear selector with a wireless charging pad. In the middle of the center console, you will get 2 cup holders, a little bit of storage as well for your neck and necks. And something that is really cool to see still in a car of this nature is a manual parking brake. Always going to be welcome for those that want to make the most out of it. And then you get a armrest with a little bit of storage with an USB-C port inside. Up front, you get an USB-A port for you to connect your phone and your devices. So here in the middle of the dashboard, you will get access to this screen, which is somewhat integrated to the dashboard, and you get all the usual tech that you would expect from a new car today. So you get options to go into your audio settings, your phone, which is already paired with everything in terms of media and contacts and all of that, and also your navigation, which will then open in here for a full dedicated view. If you then go into the settings, there is a little bit more stuff that you can have a look at, such as the configurations for display, the Wi-Fi modem that is inside of the car, everything that has to do with automatic updates, apps, and all of that. And then alongside the center screen, there is one that is available for the driver with a lot of customization and some ST goodies. So then if you see here on the steering wheel, on the left-hand side, you get all the things that have to do with cruise control, the limiter, the lane keep assist, heaps of tech to keep you on the road, and then the stuff that has to do with media, so volume, mute, and all of that. To change tracks, you then use the selector that is here on the right hand side, where you also get some other things that you can use to customize the driver's display. The coolest thing that you have here on this side of it is that you can use the mode button to flick between different drive modes, and you can see them reflecting there on the driver's display. But you get a dedicated button for the sport mode. So if just at a whim you want to get from normal to sport, you just press this S button and off you go. You'll also get these lovely here pedal shifters that will get you the most out of the gearbox, and we will definitely talk more about that on the drive. And if you want to customize that view a little bit forward, you can flick through options that will show trip information, performance gauges that even show a boost pressure gauge there for you, some performance details, and of course, given that it is a mild hybrid, you also get more information about how your hybrid system is performing. You can also get into a little bit more detail using the settings menu in here, but that will just keep you from driving this super fun car. So I think that it is time that we go ahead and do just that.
All right, so like many of you that have driven the Fiesta ST, you probably had to shed a little bit of a tear once Ford decided not to have it anymore, and I was particularly one of those people. But this seems to have filled that gap and some, particularly when it comes to those that want to take a few more family members on board and still want the thrill of an ST ride, because this is a thrill of a car.
You get a lot of what the Fiesta ST was famous for, but on a package that makes a little bit more sense for those that now have a kid or two, and it still brings all the joy that the Fiesta used to.
Now, listen to that engine. I don't know if you can hear it, especially if I put it into sports. It just just makes such a lovely pitch. And then just this driving thrill of this car. Of course, the visibility all around is the same as the normal Puma, so nothing's gone different there. But the steering, they've improved the actual the steering column, or the steering stuff that they do, the engineers, by 25%. So literally you just have to touch the steering wheel and you're just pointing in the angle you want to go at. It's very good. There's very minimal steering input needed to go around a corner.
And the cool thing about it is that it manages to bring all the feedback that you were expecting from a car of this sort, right? So it brings all the right frequencies and the feedback that you get on this amazing steering wheel. And then of course the seats, the suspension manages to give you all the feedback that you were expecting. So it really makes for a fun and very engaging experience.
Yeah, you're gripped really well in these AGR seats, and actually they're comfortable too, so you're not back braking at all. And just the whole driving experience is better. You get a lot of feedback from the road below. So for those that like to have maybe an espresso or something like that when you're driving, you'll probably end up wearing it, but you'll smile every time as you do it anyway.
Because it's not just about the numbers, right? If you look at the numbers, they are not that impressive if you're considering this a sports cars, but it's all about the experience that it is bringing to the table. And there is an experience and a half in here.
There is. It's even got paddles, so you can shift down and just think, and the good thing about it, you're not doing stupid speeds. You're not necessarily going to lose your license because you're doing 180. What you're doing is legal road speed limits, but just you don't have to brake. You on the corners, you just enjoy it.
That's right, because this is this car's natural habitat, right? It's not a motorway. We are in here in something that could be called a B road, and that's where it shines. You can enjoy all these downshifts and then go into speeds that are well within the speed limit, but you get this massive grin in your face. So
really
this is what ST is about, and the Puma definitely delivers.
You get plenty of feedback as far as data goes as well, so your screens are great, but to be honest, you're not really looking at them because you're watching the road and just going through. Pick a road that's got plenty of turns like this one we're on right now, and you'll just enjoy it. I think your family would be vomiting in the back, but you'll be okay. The rigidity of the suspension and the chassis just makes you want to drive fast, and well, fast is relative, because like I said, you're just taking corners. We're entering a 35 now that we really shouldn't be doing this speed around this corner, but the Puma ST doesn't seem to mind
at all,
and so why should you? The 7-speed box is great. It actually downshifts in sport mode sort of automatically to give you that little bit of extra rev. And also looking at the instrument cluster, when you're not giving it plenty of beans, you do get little battery sign that comes up, and so you're topping up this mild hybrid, and then you've also got the start stop, which save you petrol and things like that, but it's not that bad on fuel, and it's just a little 1 liter. It's just fun.
It keeps on that formula of everything that you need and nothing that you don't. So it is very bare bones on the maybe like on the choice of materials and the places that you are not interacting too much, but it actually packs a lot of kit in terms of convenience features and comfort features. And then it also brings this combination between the mild hybrid for when you want to be a little bit more efficient in the city, and then this dedicated S button that you just turn everything sport, everything off, and enjoy a B road like this. Such a good package.
You're right. But even in the city, it parks itself and things like that. For those that can't be bothered to park, just let the car do it itself. It's got valet mode. It's got my key, so you can, if your child should decide to take it for a drive, then you can keep them quite safe. And it is loaded with plenty of ADAS. So there's a lot going on in this tidy little SUV package. So there you have it, the new Puma ST. I was actually going to say Fiesta ST because it does replace it so well, and then some. A thrilling drive, especially when you push that S button and just listen to the engine roar. Even though it's not a big engine, it just goes so well. It's helped my little sporty shoes really enjoy the dance that's going on. Thoroughly recommend this vehicle.
Yeah, it's very good. One of the best road trips I've ever had was with a Fiesta ST, and this feels everything like it and then some. It's a really compelling package. I like it.
Yeah, hard to put any bad points about it. Maybe it's not as efficient for a 1 liter as it should be, but then it's got the ST. You're not expecting it to be that efficient anyway. So anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya.